I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you, here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone.
That's the explosive moment that just unfolded during a heated congressional hearing, where Democrat Congressman Ted Lieu dramatically accused Attorney General Pam Bondi of lying under oath right to her face. The room immediately erupted into chaos, accusations started flying, and what was supposed to be a routine hearing suddenly turned into a full-blown political showdown. But here's the real question the media isn't asking. Did Ted Lieu actually expose anything? Or was this just another carefully staged political attack designed to create headlines and viral clips targeting Donald Trump and his allies? Because when you look closely at what really happened in that hearing, the story becomes a lot more complicated than the shocking accusations you're seeing all over social media. And in this video, we're going to break down exactly what happened, what was said, and why this moment is causing such a massive political firestorm right now.
I have a UC.
Ms. Crockett from Texas is recognized for UC.
Thank you so much. Donald Trump's approval rating implodes on his strongest issue. This is from Newsweek today. It says 40% of people approve of Trump's handling of immigration and border security, while 60% disapprove.
Without objection,
that is a
admitted.
net drop.
Now I recognize the gentleman
20.
from California, Mr. Lieu.
Thank you, Attorney General Bondi, for being here today. I'm going to show you two photos.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you two photos of former Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. Under the law Congress passed, you were allowed to redact photos to protect the victims of Epstein's sex trafficking operation. You redacted the photos of this victim's face because you were following the congressional law. Is that correct?
I'm sorry that we redacted the victim's
Because you were
face?
following the congressional law, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You have now established that please put the photos back up, that we are looking at a sex trafficking victim. Under the Federal Victims Trafficking Protection Act, not only is Jeffrey Epstein guilty, but anyone who patronizes Epstein's sex operation is also guilty of a crime. That's why I find it absolutely despicable that you sought to protect Epstein's clients, like former Prince Andrew. Last July, you closed the case on Epstein's abusers. The July 2025 memo from your Department of Justice stated, quote, "We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties." These two photos, please put the photos back up. These two photos staring you in the face are evidence of a crime and more than enough evidence to predicate an investigation against former Prince Andrew. So I ask you, Attorney General Pam Bondi, why did you shut down this investigation last July, and why have you not prosecuted former Prince Andrew?
I don't believe you asked Merrick Garland these questions when he was Attorney General and set before.
I agree with you.
You twice.
I'm reclaiming my time. I agree with you. I agree with you. During the Biden administration, I called for people looking at Epstein files. Merrick Garland dropped the ball, as did Attorney General Bill Barr, as did Alex Acosta, a whole string of failures, but you are in charge. You have the power to change things, to hold these men accountable, and you're doing the opposite. You're protecting them. So I want to move on to another man.
Can I answer
Donald
that,
Trump.
though?
I want to move on to another question.
Can I answer your question about protecting
You answered the question.
You're saying no. I love this.
I want to discuss another man, Donald Trump, who is all over the Epstein files, like former Prince. Here's the video. Like former Prince Andrew, Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein.
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files
I'm reclaiming my time.
be
I got
released.
your answer. You said there's no evidence.
President Trump asked
Mr. Chairman, please stop the
to
clock.
sign
Stop the clock.
the legislation. This is
I'd like to
ridiculous.
reclaim my time.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you, here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we say here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
The gentleman has expired.
May I respond?
Yeah, I don't know how you respond. No one can.
I did not ask a question, Ms.
He doesn't
You're
want
allowed
to talk
to.
about
I did
the
not ask a
horrific
question.
crime in California. He does not want to talk about
I did not ask a
crime
question.
in his state.
She can't just
Madam
ad
Attorney
lib
General.
stuff. I did not ask a question.
Meeting will be in order. The gentleman has yielded back his time. I think our next witness will be.
Before we get into this absolutely explosive moment on Capitol Hill, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. If you care about honest political commentary, if you want the truth behind the headlines the mainstream media won't tell you, and if you want more breakdowns of what's really happening inside Washington, then you are in the right place. Your support helps this channel grow and helps us keep exposing the political theater that plays out in front of the American people every single day. Now let's talk about the moment that has people all across political media arguing and debating after a shocking exchange between Congressman Ted Lieu and Attorney General Pam Bondi during a congressional hearing. The moment quickly turned into a chaotic clash, with Lieu accusing Bondi directly of lying under oath, while Bondi fired back and dismissed his claims as political nonsense. But when you actually look at what happened in this hearing, the real story is not the dramatic accusation. The real story is the political grandstanding that so often happens in these committee rooms. The exchange began when Ted Lieu started questioning Bondi about the Justice Department's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein investigation and whether additional individuals connected to Epstein had been properly investigated. Lieu brought up photos of Prince Andrew attending parties with Epstein and argued that those photos should have been enough to justify further investigations. He pointed to a Department of Justice memo that reportedly stated there was no evidence to pursue charges against additional third parties tied to Epstein. Right away, you could see where Lieu was going with this line of questioning. He was attempting to frame the situation as if the Department of Justice had deliberately protected powerful individuals. This is a familiar tactic used during hearings. A member of Congress presents selective information, builds a narrative around it, and then tries to force the witness into a corner with emotionally charged accusations. Bondi responded by pointing out something that rarely gets mentioned in these political spectacles. She reminded the room that previous attorneys general under both Republican and Democrat administrations had also handled the Epstein case. Names like Merrick Garland, Bill Barr, and Alex Acosta were all part of the chain of officials who dealt with aspects of this investigation over the years. In other words, the idea that this entire situation suddenly began with her is simply not accurate. But Lieu didn't stop there. He escalated things dramatically by shifting the focus toward Donald Trump, claiming that Trump had attended parties with Jeffrey Epstein years ago. At that point, Bondi pushed back strongly, calling the suggestion ridiculous and stating that there is no evidence that Donald Trump committed any crime connected to Epstein. This is where the hearing started to turn from questioning into outright confrontation. Then came the moment that caused the biggest headlines. Lieu accused Bondi directly of lying under oath, claiming that a witness statement existed involving a limo driver who allegedly overheard a conversation between Trump and Epstein. Liu dramatically suggested that the Department of Justice had ignored this witness. This is the part where viewers need to take a step back and look at what congressional hearings actually are. These hearings are often less about discovering new facts and more about creating viral moments. Lawmakers know that dramatic accusations make headlines. They know clips will spread across social media. They know partisan media outlets will amplify those moments. But an accusation inside a hearing is not proof of wrongdoing. It is a claim made during a political confrontation. Bondi reacted exactly how you would expect a sitting attorney general to react when accused of lying under oath. She rejected the claim outright and defended the department's position. The chairman eventually had to step in because the exchange had become so heated that both sides were talking over each other. Now here is my take as someone who has watched these hearings for years. What we saw here was not some shocking revelation that suddenly exposed a massive cover-up. What we saw was a member of Congress using a hearing to create a dramatic moment. This happens constantly in Washington. Democrats do it. Republicans do it. The goal is often to generate clips that their political allies and media supporters can circulate. What also stands out is the attempt to drag Donald Trump back into the Epstein conversation despite the fact that no criminal charges or evidence have ever tied him to the crimes Epstein committed. Bondi made that point very clearly during the hearing. She stated that there is no evidence that Trump committed a crime, which is a factual statement based on the investigations that have taken place. And this is where things become important for viewers to understand. In today's political environment, accusations alone are often treated as proof. A dramatic claim gets made, the clip spreads online, and suddenly millions of people believe something happened even if the claim itself was never proven. What Liu did during this hearing was deliver a political attack. Bondi responded by rejecting it and pointing out the broader context of the Epstein investigation across multiple administrations. The hearing ended with chaos, raised voices, and accusations flying across the room. But if you strip away the drama, the core reality is this: congressional hearings are often political theater. They are designed to produce moments exactly like this one. And that is why it is so important for people watching these clips online to go beyond the headlines and actually look at what was said, what evidence was presented, and what remains simply an allegation. One thing is certain though. Moments like this show just how divided and combative Washington has become. Instead of calm fact-finding discussions, we get viral showdowns that look more like cable news debates than serious investigations. And I want to hear from you. Did Ted Lieu expose something important here? Or was this another example of political grandstanding inside Congress? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more honest analysis of the biggest political moments happening in Washington, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share